spiritual community right now. Everything is being revealed. It has been over the last few years. Everything's being brought to light. Everything's being revealed. And the spiritual community is a part of that as well. Things are getting revealed. But I wanted to share my insights and my knowings are not to get involved in any of the drama, not really to even put your faith or hang on any one person's opinion, or even a mass populace of people's opinion, and to go straight to the source for your information. And that is looking inward and connecting with your source self. So, and only trusting that. You can get a read on people, but oftentimes we're wrong when we read people. Because unless you've done a lot of work to integrate your ego self, it's the ego self doing the read and making the decisions. And that part of you can always steer you wrong. And because it steers you wrong, you learn not to trust yourself, your own judgment. And that's why we look to other people to confirm things for us, or to basically to follow their lead, because we don't trust ourselves. There's another voice inside. There's another voice inside. It's a slower voice. Sometimes it takes longer to respond. It's an inner voice. It's a quieter voice. It's your inner voice of wisdom. It's a part of you that knows everything and is connected to universal knowledge, and it has not forgotten. Your ego self has forgotten. That part of you has not forgotten. And that part has discernment. So if you quiet, and if you listen, and if you develop your communication with that part of yourself, you listen to it. The more you listen to it, the more you can hear it, right? And so the more you work on that, the more you develop that, that becomes the only voice you listen to. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the ego. The ego serves a great purpose. It serves us. It helps us as spiritual beings interface with this quote unquote, we'll just say it for the sake of the argument, physical reality, right? Without it, things would be very different. Let's just say that. Things would be very different. So we need it to navigate this reality that we're in. We need that ego. There's nothing wrong with it. But we can integrate it into the whole so that there aren't separate pieces. There isn't a separate ego, and there isn't a separate inner voice. We can step into being a whole, complete being without separate segments, And when you do that, or when you work on doing that, and when you have moments of that, it's easier to discern what, I don't want to say factual, what is factual and what is not factual, yes, but what resonates and what doesn't resonate, yes, but, truth and lies, you can discern all that, but it's more like, what is needed for your path, your journey? Is this information important for you? You can discern that. Or not. Maybe it's not important for you and you need to just leave it. So other people can have their dramas. Other people can have their infighting or whatever. And that's not for you. You're not going to get sucked into that because you weren't a part of that from the beginning, because your discernment told you that wasn't your path to get involved with that. So yeah, it's a good thing that things are coming to light and people are receiving confirmations for what their discernment has told them. Like myself, I'm receiving confirmations on things that I questioned a lot. I'm like, is this really so? When I'm in those moods to really dive into those informations, and then when you keep questioning something, that there's something wrong there. There's a reason why you keep questioning it. So it's just being all cleaned up. And this is a part of our lesson, right? This is the whole thing, politically and spiritually. This is a part of our lesson to learn to trust ourselves and not rely on other people for information, especially with, the news system and everything. The news. So, you can be informed if you want to, but use your discernment with that information. Do you want to pass that on? Is that going to be a part of your story? I hate that saying story. Anyway, is that going to be a part of, your message? I have a hard time accepting any information that didn't come from me or my own connections, and not to say that I am suspicious of other people or anything like that, because my path is to show everyone that the information is inside and help them connect to that information, through everything that I do. So, if someone tells me something fantastical, I mean, look, I've got some fantastical stories myself, right? I believe it. It has to be true, absolutely, because they believe it. If they believe it, it is true, because it is our beliefs and our imagination that creates reality, right? So it has to be true. And I've come across a lot of fantastical truths. The difference between that and what's going on right now is people who are telling stories that they don't believe are true. So that's the problem, right? They're purposely being deceptive. So that's the issue. And that's where that inner voice, that discernment comes in and tells us if this is for you. Is this information for you or not?